All right.
Hey, what's going on, people? This is bb6 speedhouse, and today's guest is my friend Daniel Carbon. Today's topics is going to be car shows and car meets throughout the week and future events for next week. You have anything for the events that you want to shout out?
I mean, we do have, what is this? What's today's date? I forgot.
The North County Cars and Coffee?
The Cars and Coffee is next month. That's going to be third. It's always the same. Third week, Sunday. Every third week, Sunday.
Every third Sunday of the month. It's on
next month, so that'll be August 18th, Sunday.
And
9 to 11.
We had one this past Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was at the Manji.
Yeah, Manji in Oceanside. Shout out to the guys for hosting.
How many cars you think showed up? I know I saw you walking around counting cars and scanning codes and everything.
Yeah, we had about 100. So that was, I think that was a little bit on the smaller side. The month before that was more, but this, venue was a little bit, or actually was a lot bigger because that overflow parking lot.
Yeah.
And then for next month, I'm pretty excited to be in San Marcos since we always move around. So it's pretty cool. We did Vista already.
Oceanside,
Encinitas. Now we're going to hit up San Marcos. And it's the company called HG Performance.
What do they do? They modify vehicles? Yeah,
they do. I think they have like the image of where people think they do just high-end cars, European cars.
Just European?
I went there today. There was like a bunch of GTRs. They had like a 1,400 horsepower R35. They had a really nice R33 GTR, a couple R32s. And then just other, I think there was like a BRC. But they had predominantly, it was more Euro cars. And they had like a Noble. What else? Oh, I saw they had a really cool car. Like the one that Ken Block had that they built, the Cosworth, the Ford Cosworth. They had a white one there. It's really cool.
That's a small one, right? The small Ford?
Yeah, super clean. Oh, they had a really nice, I don't know if it was swapped, but it was a GC8 Impreza. I think it was like a 98 Koki model. But they had a lot of BMWs, a lot of Porsches, turbos, GT3s, So
we're gonna see a lot more exotics from comparing with this past Cars and Coffee.
Yeah, I think if everywhere now we see a pattern wherever we're networking with, it looks like their clientele base already goes. Obviously, it's going to go and support them. Mm-hmm. So you can see that. So. You saw the Manji, I think it's the full name, I think what they use is Manji Motor Works.
MANJI, right?
Yeah. I didn't ask the owner. It looked like they were like a kind of a transition company from JDM to doing more Euro stuff.
I saw their merchandise, and it was a lot of like Euro,
JDM style, right?
Yeah, but there were Euro cars printed on the shirts.
Yeah,
and I did approach it because I went to go use the restroom, and I'm like, I did ask some questions. So what kind of merchandise you push? Because I saw they had a rack full of shirts.
It's an M3 on a shirt with kanji.
Yeah, right.
It's a cool twist. I mean, it sounds like when somebody hears that, like, oh, they don't know what they're doing. It's like not at all. That is really you can take famous iconic companies like RWB. That's he's Japanese.
Doing Euro cars, right?
Yeah, they're all Porsche 911. So, hats off to the guys. Just something different.
That's cool.
I think it's cool to see a twist in things.
I myself saw pretty much a lot of cool cars. I saw Skinny's Lambo there. He was pretty cool.
Yeah, good thing. Yeah, Skinny came out and supported. There was a couple other photographers and YouTubers that showed up.
GT Media was there filming the event.
GT, he's always...
Shout out to GT Media.
You have, and then there's another guy that's like really active is SD Car Spotter.
Oh, okay.
He was
he there?
Yeah, he was there. It's pretty cool because LA has the LA Car Spotter.
Yeah.
So then he
SD Car Spotter.
Yeah, he did SD Car Spotter, so I think it's pretty cool. But guys were to that event. It's pretty cool now that people contact the NCSD Cars and Coffee and they go, hey, we want to do a caravan from this location to the
Your
Cars and Coffee.
location, yeah.
And the guys from Garage Collective did their caravan, Camber and Castor, Oceanside, but I think they met up somewhere in Carlsbad. SD Car Spotter, they met up in Poway. I'm trying to remember the other one. The Barbarian Group, their meetup was in Irvine.
Yeah.
And Sunday Driver Breakfast Club, SDBC, met in San Clemente. They meet at the same spot where the Cars and Coffee happens there
at the
Saturdays. Yeah, at the outlets. The San Clemente outlets.
Yeah.
So they meet there and then they all caravan. So it's pretty cool. They
yeah. I had a friend that showed up in his Civic. It's an all-wheel drive sedan. It's a monster sleeper. You should have seen him take off, bro.
Yeah, I missed out.
And there was a cop hiding, and the cop didn't even see him.
Really?
Yeah.
He was on the left side.
Yeah, but he's all-wheel drive, K-swap, turbo. And as what he was telling me, he's running at least 980-something horsepower.
Oh, my God.
26 pounds of boost, bro. That's an ultimate sleeper. Shout out to my boy.
I want to ride in that. Yeah.
Yeah, my boy.
I need to ride in that.
My boy Loy from Sports Cars Motion. Shout out to him. And then I saw another S2000 that was turbo.
The red one, super clean.
No, that one's Ruco. That's not turbo. That's all motor.
The blue one was
the blue one. Yeah, Dizzy. Right. Yeah, that one's turbo.
Okay.
Shout out to them. But there was a lot of cool cars. I was surprised as how many people showed up. To be honest, noticed that it's getting hyped up. With good quality vehicles, not only just regular street cars.
Yeah, that's
like
something.
The night meets, no, it's totally different than not night meet. I compare night meets and Cars and Coffees. Is the quality? It's a lot higher, a lot of more standards, a lot of old school people that build their vehicles with love and not just
those trucks that showed up.
The trucks
they trailered them there.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, just full frame off. Gosh, I forgot the guy's Instagram handles, but. So you guys could have gave him a follow.
With the one that was cut and all slammed?
Yeah, there was two of them. And then the other guy had the Blazer.
The Blazer.
The black one.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah, just you see like a different quality. I think it's not just there's like 300 cars showed up or whatever. You start seeing pretty unique stuff and you start seeing a mix. So you start seeing that. You do see one thing I like on the NCSD Cars and Coffee is the location. So if it's not like a nice ambiance background, like the one in Encinitas was really nice. It was a block away from the beach. Then the one that was in Vista, which was at Danny's Donuts, that corner is iconic.
Oh, Danny's, yeah.
Yeah, and
that's the first one we had, right?
Mm-hmm. And so you start looking at the different locations or like a specialty location. And then there's shops. So that's one thing that you want to have the events with shops. So it's like, okay, they're part of the industry. You obviously show them some love too.
You're helping them help you, right?
Yeah.
So mutual love, respect, and business.
And people get to see another location.
Different taste. Yeah, because people get bored from the same old spots. Same old spots.
I go to, call me old, but I love the Rancho Santa Fe RSF, and I hear what the youth says, and they go, wow, the quality of cars that come here is awesome.
Yes.
What I see there is expensive cars that if you just, did well and however you made your money, you just bought this car, right?
But it's well conserved and it's 20 years old, right?
Well,
it looks brand new out the pocket.
Yeah, well, they're buying just new cars. So they're just a lot of the cars that go there, they're just new. They're, and so
they rotate them.
Yeah, you're really just seeing just like the latest and greatest shiny toy out there. You're not seeing, and in the past there was an issue with the guy.
Oh, I saw that. They don't like JDM vehicles there as much, right? As long as they're not too
I think it was
stocky.
it was not on the JDM side, but it was a work in progress, I would say. It was a 240SX
so
with an LS swap.
Completed.
Yeah, and so that kind of, you do see the style there. So I agree what the guy was trying to portray and say about it, like, hey, but the way he went about it,
Yes.
You know, he just didn't word
Too
it right.
aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, so passive aggressive.
So he let his pride get to him in his anger. And
Yeah, other people, you know, they kind of told me, they're like, oh, you know, his background and stuff. But I said, hey, it doesn't matter.
you can lose it quick.
Correct. Yeah. So that doesn't mean anything. The guy just, that wasn't the image. And I believe the guy was either in or was in the Ferrari club there. And
Old school guy, right? I think it was an
Yeah.
older gentleman that was giving them all that beef.
Yep. And so, you know, you kind of like look at that and you go, wow, they didn't let this car in. But I go to, for example, I support all the San Diego stuff. And this is something I always kind of, other guys ask me. I've worked in a long time. I'm originally from LA. And so, you know, you're getting it from a native to say this. But
Native from where?
I'm born and raised in Compton.
Not native from San Diego, fool.
No, that's why I say
I thought you were from Tijuana.
man,
Zona Norte.
low blow. So when I look at you know, I have a lot of friends in LA and in the car community. LA is LA. It's big.
I love LA.
It's dominant.
Don't get me wrong. I'm from SD, hardcore SD guy. But you know what? LA is the shit.
And it's got a lot of culture.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. You
And,
learn a lot of shit.
And I think that's a big miss here, where people just buy something new
Yeah.
versus over there they build something new.
And they generate a lot of ideas over there. A lot of designs, a lot of, you
They're
know.
like, look at this, a Ferrari, and it's got a K-swap. Or, you know, there's that FRS, but it's got a Ferrari motor.
Like the Lambo that has that Honda engine in it.
Yeah, exactly. Or what's that company, Street something, where it has that, I think it's like 2J.
Street culture?
I forgot the company name, but they do like aerodynamics. Car's a little, not to my style of liking, but nonetheless, it's creative, and that's cool. So, you know, going out and designing something that hasn't been done. And you see that creativity, you see it out there. And you see the stuff out here, and man, I hate to say it, it's kind of cookie cutter. Your buddy's car, the Civic, awesome. Like, that was my favorite car. Like,
He's hardcore JDM.
Yeah.
He's old school.
I just like that there's the amount of time that needs to go in there to make that. And I'm a driver myself, so it's about speed. I've had high-end cars, low-end cars, you know, in between. I've been fortunate enough to own all sorts of cars. But when you get on the track and you're just driving,
Yeah.
you just want to go fast.
Well, that's not it, bro. He in his house, he has a EM1, right? K-swap. Is built by, you know, Worksman and his company, Sports Car Motion. I'm sorry, but the Civic you saw Saturday or Sunday, nothing compared to the other stuff he works on. He works on track stuff. Like what is that one famous track?
Oh, we were talking about
track. What is it?
Shift sector
Shift sector
for half mile racing.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
he does all that. So it's pretty dope to see people like him take their project cars that are worth a lot of money, right? Not just the ordinary street car meet, but it's a place where people take their projects and they show them off with pride because people actually admire it.
Yeah, and
He broke a lot of necks. Even the people from Manji, they were like, "Whoa, that thing's dope."
Yeah, I mean, you just start, you know, you don't want to get into the whole who's fast and this and that.
Yeah.
But I would probably have to put hands down. That was probably, you know, if not the fastest car there, was probably that one.
Yeah.
And just looking at it, like I said, so you look at different locations, you start going further south, you know, the Cars and Coffee, they detail vehicles.
Elite. Detail Garage.
They do I thought it was the one I'm talking about is a Elite Finish, Auto Finish, or something like that. They do a San Diego Cars and Coffee.
Okay.
And then you start having all these new ones pop up, like the Vietnamese Coffee.
Mm-hmm. I think they're gonna have with Garage Collective, right? The
I don't think so.
Cars and Vietnamese Coffee or something like that.
They're just doing their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Garage Collective does their own.
Oh, okay. So it's not relevant of what Garage Collective offers, right?
No, that's a different. Yeah, that's in Convoy. That's
okay.
pretty far away from where GC's at. And then you have Analog and Grit, Josh doing.
They're
his
hosting
stuff.
one too.
In
shout out to them. They're good people.
Like,
good coffee too.
What's it called? Shelter Island.
Shelter Island. Yeah, it's over there by Liberty Station, right?
Not really sure, to be honest. I haven't gone to that parking lot. So you kind of like look at the location and the ambiance and
the drives.
Yeah, like what the whole experience. A lot of places are just gonna probably one and done. They just go to one place and do it there. I think the Vietnamese coffee guy does it because he owns a restaurant in that parking lot.
Yeah.
So that's more of a business move, right? But then you start looking at, and then Josh, obviously, he's going to host his own. Well, he, has his own coffee truck. So obviously that makes sense. You make sales from the people who come to your place.
Yes.
So you kind of start looking at we had somebody ask, like, how do you guys make money from the NCSD? And I said, we don't.
It's all for the passion.
Yeah, it's the guys that work the event get to promote and do promotions through there to just help people in the auto industry to have a marketing vessel.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. I went to this Carson Coffee in LA that I got invited by my boy Humble Legends, Chris. He's part of a little community out there in LA, and he invited me to this Carson Coffee that's called at 230 _ Carson Coffee.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You heard of them?
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, it's in La Habra, I think it was. And I noticed that they have a actual shop and they have a coffee shop. And they sell, their merchandise and all
Correct.
that. And then they host Carson Coffee. And then it's free for the people. You got to get there early. It gets pretty packed. It was the first time there. And it was, it was pretty popping. It was, pretty nice, real well organized. They have nice project cars. So, a lot of times you expect for the worst, and then you go home with the wow, man, that thing was dope. That thing was dope.
And most of the places, like I said, they're hosting the Cars and Coffee. Their angle pitch, like that one, is their business.
Yes.
So you start looking at it, it's like, well, we wanted to do something different with a group of guys that own businesses. Like we invited you to come on, and we said, hey,
and I appreciate that.
This costs nothing if we all work together, and we can make something really cool.
Exactly.
And
we're generating something.
We're under 90 days as of now, and 3
months.
Yeah, we already got thousands of followers. We have already a bunch of subscribers, and they're constantly coming back. And now it's going into the hundreds of every single time, everywhere we go.
Yeah, I get hit with a lot of questions. Like this past Carson Coffee that was hosted at the Manji, from the JDM community,
right?
I saw a lot of response. I had a few friends that showed up, like the Civic and the 2 S2K. Shout out to Ruko, who brought a box of donuts and offered it for us.
Shout out to him.
He brought them for me, but I said, what, let me spread some love. And shout out, he took the time to go there, being a show that normally you don't see JDM vehicles.
Correct.
We saw a good response. So with that being said, Garage Collective is also having a show on the 3rd, right? What is it, Bonsai?
Next
Bonsai
week,
Racing?
Bonsai
Racing.
Bonsai.
My bad.
It'll be Bonsai. Yeah, so that's on a collaboration with the company from Japan, BRE, Bonsai Racing Equipped.
So Bonsai Racing Equipped is a Japan company based, right?
Yeah, and we're going to have their race car that got shipped from Japan there.
You want to give a preview what car it is? I seen it, and you know what? It is one of a kind.
Yeah, it's one of one.
I taken pictures that I cannot post because that freaking car is top secret.
It's a lot of people get shocked when it's being stored down here.
Even my guests, when I bring them over, I tell them, hey, you can take pictures, but don't share them. Don't share them.
We'll have the car out there. It's old school Hakoska Skyline with the 4-rotor. We'll start it up there. It's a very unique car. ITBs. Car's only been displayed twice, and then that'll be the 3rd time since last year. Yeah.
So for the people that don't know Garage Collective, that's going to be the location that the meet is going to be hosted. And then, Dan said, it's Bonsai Fest. It's a Japan-based company. and it's going to be hosted at Garage Collective at 1827 Main Street, Suite B. I mean, I don't have to say the suite, right? You
No,
can't
you'll
miss
see
it.
the event. Yeah,
It's located in San Diego. To me, it's one of a good spot because it's the urban area. It's Barrio Logan. It's next to downtown. It's right almost under the Coronado Bridge, and it's right next to the bay. So you get a nice view for Pickle Park, nice view for the bay, and then you see Coronado Bridge.
If you're on the upstairs, they're gonna have that as a beer garden upstairs. You get to see the Coronado Bridge. It's in the afternoon. It'll be all indoors.
And then what kind of food do you think they're gonna? I know the hibachi guy, Poppy's hibachi.
Actually, he will not be there.
He's not gonna make it.
But I think they have already
A taco vendor.
Yeah, tacos and Japanese vendors. Brian Lux will be out there with
Brian
the boba.
Lux. Shout out to Brian.
And then, gosh, I'm trying to remember.
Naked is going to be there.
Yeah,
he has a lot of.
I gotta there's
swag.
like a pretty good sized list. But it'll be motorcycle JDM, which means Japanese bikes, and then cars.
Yes.
So it's just all Japan Fest.
So it's just it's something that people should be looking forward to assist, right?
Yeah, I don't know if anything like this has ever even happened down in SD that I can think of.
Anything like Japanese major?
Yeah, like it's just all Japan based, cars, moto, food. It's just all the Japan thing. Obviously there's been like Rex Fest.
Yeah, I assisted this past Saturday.
Is it all Japan or is it just like Japanese plus mix?
I think I saw a couple mixed cars, but mostly it was all Japan. It was Japan, and also he had a lot of food vendors. So it was a good show.
There'll be the inside of Garage Collective will be decorated like it was a Japan theme.
Nice.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
Any geishas around?
You're right. Yeah, straight from down south Japan, Kyoto.
Tell the Bonsai Fest people to bring some.
Yeah.
Just playing. Bring us some nice sushi from Japan.
Yeah, the real deal.
The real deal.
Yeah, so that'll be next week Saturday. I forgot actually the time it starts. I know it's in the afternoon. Is that on the flyer?
Yes, it starts at 5 p.m. 5 to 10 p.m. August 3rd. So we're gonna have vendors, JDM merch vendors. Myself, bb6 Speedhouse is gonna be there like always, showing love, supporting the community. The cost for VIP parking is going to be $28, right? Compared to the regular 18. So if you got a nice whip, you got a nice car, you want to show off there, especially if it's JDM, right? This is a JDM
correct
based event. So if you got anything that's exotic JDM, bring it, swing it. No, don't swing it. Swing by.
Definitely not.
Yeah, swing by. That's not the place to do that. Actually, we have permits, right? So, the cops and everything knows about the event. So keep it chill, roll in quietly, leave respectfully.
It'll be tickets for general admission.
It's 18, I think it is.
I don't remember the price, but
general admission ticket, 18. I got the info here.
Food vendors, general motorcycle
VIP
car.
VIP parking is going to be $28.75. We are going to have food trucks, and like I mentioned earlier, JDM merch. Lux Boba is going to have their providing with the bomb teas and the bobas and all that. My favorite is the Phoenix.
I don't know what it gave me last time, but that thing was super good.
Yeah, you can't compare that with Starbucks, bro.
No.
I go to Starbucks, but every time I have the opportunity to go to Lux, I go to Lux, man.
Yeah.
My kids love it.
I told them, I was like, man, if you just somehow can get this in a drive-through and you'll just start boom, boom, one store to another.
That'll be dope.
Because that's what it's just the convenience of drive-through.
Yeah. I think that's why people are hooked on Starbucks, right?
Yeah, it's just the convenience of drive-through. It's you go in there and you see, when we go to fast food. I mean, we're just kind of a up and go kind of country. So
yeah,
we don't really have. There's days where you can go to coffee shops and chill, but a lot of the times you got to get it and go.
Exactly.
And so
I want to give a shout out to one of my friends that works at a DMB. It's a Dacey's Auto Registration Services. They're located in Spring Valley.
What they do?
They do registrations, anything that have to do with registering your vehicle, license. If you need a tag, if you need a sticker, they have merchandise on stock. So if you go in there that you lost your sticker, you can get a replacement.
Oh wow!
So
where's that?
It's in Spring Valley. It's 9628 Campo Road, Suite T, Spring Valley, California. And you can talk to my girl Blanca. She will help you personally. She will help you. You tell her that I sent you. She'll charge you double. Also, I want to give a shout out to a few of my friends that run a small business. I have this friend that started her mobile wash, Lydia, and her business. She's starting. She's doing.
She's a detailer.
The detailer garage, and she does her own stuff. Let me show you a little bit of what she offers. The name of her brand, let me see. It's pretty dope. She asked me if I can promote her for a little bit. Let me see.
Yeah, let me see her. I'm gonna follow her on IG right now. What's the IG account? What is the name?
It's Lydia Peralta.
How do we spell that?
Lidai. Lydia Peralta. Let me see.
I'm sure I'm spelling it wrong. Lida.
Lidia Peralta. Agonizada is her Instagram. And her business called Manasseh. And she does mobile detailing. So hit her up if you need any mobile detail. Yeah, the first one. So with that being said, it's almost time to wrap it up. You want to give any shout outs, Dan, on your side?
No, we're actually, I think the only one that we should is thanks to Ryan Bros for the coffee.
Ryan Bros coffee, yeah, good, really good coffee.
And oldest, they didn't know this. The owners there had told me, oldest coffee roaster in San Diego.
Where are they located?
They got a few places. I mean, they have one by Barrio Logan. They have one here in San Marcos.
Okay.
Gosh, I forgot where their other ones are at, but I'm sure you type in on Google Maps Ryan Bros. They have 5 or 6 locations.
Okay, so
5 or 6 locations that I seen. They have some.
You said it's Brian.
Ryan.
Ryan R-Y.
That's their last name. Yeah, they're 3 brothers.
So it's RYAN.
Yeah, Ryan Bros. Should probably pop up. There's a few.
Ryan Brosnan? No.
Ryan Bros Coffee. RBC.
Oh, I found them. Okay, cool. And Ryan Bros. I like their logo.
Yeah, and then so they, local.
Yeah, so they're on Chula Vista. So it's
they got a few
18. Yeah, the main one they have on their on their Instagram page is 1894 Main Street, San Diego, California. And damn, the iced coffee looks pretty good.
They got a.
I wonder if they have cold brew.
They do, and they actually have a couple pens. We're supposed to have one here in our house, so we'll have one here in the studio. It is a patent machine where I forgot exactly how they explained it, but basically the coffee is going to be in a keg, and it can be there for a couple of years. And yeah, that's them roasting it, and it'll be the same flavor.
They do that in there.
Oh yeah, I've been in the back.
Wow.
Yeah, I love walking.
So they roast their own grains and everything.
Everything, massive
Wow.
machines. They do everything there.
I wonder if they do air fresheners that smell like coffee.
I know, right? Because I walk in there, I'm like,
yeah. See, you
that
get the
smell.
nice
I'm like,
whiff.
yeah. I'm like, can I get a bag of this espresso?
Right.
I just want to smell it. But yeah, there's they're gonna give us a machine where we can have a hot and cold brew in house.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah, it's a really cool machine that they have. Like the way that the system works, the technology came from warming up blood, where it has to be a certain degree because it's in the body. When somebody loses blood and you add,
it has to be a certain temperature, right?
So they they were kind of telling me the implementation and got into like all the nerdy science stuff.
Okay.
But you can literally go from like hot and cold within seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then the coffee has to stay cold. And he was explaining how you can stay a couple of years in that container and it'll still taste the same.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, because normally, he was like explaining all the whole science behind it. But they're our sponsor for the cars and NCSD Cars and Coffee.
Okay, cool.
And they're providing the coffee for everybody for free.
Okay. You know what?
Which is cool.
I almost forgot. I promised one of my friends I was going to give him a shout out. He hustles Jersey. So you can find him at Jersey Works. JERSEYWORXS. And he handles all type of jerseys, football, baseball, hockey and everything like that. So you need a shirt, a jersey, hit him up. Jersey Works. And
I will before we go, because I just saw one of the notes. We were talking about earlier, like how LASD, that whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, like that's why I said is you're hearing it from somebody that's from LA.
Mm-hmm.
Is I'm down here in SD. I like running the stuff here. This is where I live. I've been down here for over 7 years now, and the running, kind of like the industry running joke in LA, the car culture is, because I've asked friends like, you guys should come down. They're like, well, what does SD have that LA doesn't have, right? And so, and I go,
good Mexican food.
And man, like I said, you're just gonna get a fist fight.
Oh yeah, I know.
So
LA has some good food too. That's a myth.
Yeah, and so the jokes just kind of like start popping up and coming up, and they're like, that's why you guys come from the bottom up to the nutsack,
right?
And I always tell guys from San Diego, which is true. I see especially a lot of these new YouTubers and influencer podcast, whatever, and I see them very active, and they just see them every weekly just running up to LA.
Yeah,
and they're like,
there's more options over there for reals.
So
there's a lot. You go to Anaheim. Every time I go to Anaheim, the way I search for a place, I watch TikTok.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
then
the new Google search engine.
I see. Okay, I put Mexican food in Anaheim or Italian food or pho in Anaheim.
Correct.
Boom. They got great hidden gems over there with food.
So but see, that's the thing. Like, you need to give back to where you're at.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's where the
Shop
NCSD.
local.
Yeah, we have guys look in North County. I looked at like the active stuff, and I so I talked to all the car guys, and just in different kind of spectrum cars, whether it's European, JDM, whatever. And you start looking at the cars and coffee. Oh yeah, there was something here, but didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Oh, there's this over here, and it looks like this. That's where the topics with all the guys that put the time in to get that going. It's that collaboration. Like, we made it something so much better than anything has ever happened under 90 days.
Yeah.
And so you look at that, and other people.
A lot of action going on.
Correct. And so, but it's not just a one man. So, I can't sit here and say like, I did this. Definitely not. It's all the collaborators.
Yes.
And that's how you get bigger.
From spectators and the people that bring their vehicles. It's one team.
And people see that. And they see people sharing it. They see the people interaction. People are getting DMs. People are having conversations. And not just what you read on the comments. There's so much more work from people on the back end. And so the overnight success is no secret. We have Sunday Driver Breakfast Club doing drives in North County. And it's always different makes.
Yes.
So, so I'm like really active, always doing and going to every single one. I think next month next month, Sunday is the Lexus Toyota drive. So it's all Lexus Toyotas only. So if anybody wants to, get a Lexus Toyota and you want to, drive early in the morning, the meet starts at 8 and you drive and you go to destinations where you get discounts for breakfast. And then they stop at any North County cities for lunch.
Yeah.
Usually about midday. So you kind of look at that stuff, the activity from that. The other guys that I met, and they're pretty active, but they mainly do a lot of the just Euro stuff only, is a Bavarian group. And so that's like a whole nother group. There's, this other group contacted me. They're from Orange County. They do night meets. And they told me, they're like, we want to do them over here. Mm-hmm. And I told them, I was like, well, I'll see if, who I can network. And they're like, we want to do them in North County. We don't want to go all the way to south.
Yes.
It's too far for us. The cities are more tighter. So you do see that over here with the roads in North County. Is they're a lot wider and a lot smoother, especially when we kind of start going to like I would say from like the anything off the 5, the roads start getting a little bit more rough, and so you start seeing that when you go to events. Like I look at all that stuff. I used to
don't get that twisted, man. I've been in La Jolla. There's some mess up streets there too.
Exactly my point.
Right?
That's South San Diego. Yeah. Thank you for
confirming.
For confirming. Doubling. Try to double down, but it didn't work. So yeah, exactly. That's my point. Is that, and so guys now, when they started seeing the activity over here, that most of the guys are coming from South.
Yeah.
And they come over here and they're like, I didn't know I can drive this quick on, like the speed limit is 60 miles an hour in Carlsbad, through it's non-highway roads. So, and but that's something from San Diego. So I tell guys, you don't need to go that far. If we stay here and keep promoting, we're gonna grow, and then you become, like an LA.
Yeah, where everybody wants to drive south.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and so
course.
That's why we go to different destinations, and that's why we show love to different performance shops.
Yes.
Because there's builders here too. So
a lot of the tuners are located here as well.
Yes. So
I know a lot of tuners in Tijuana that they're dope, and then somehow they travel around Mexico. So no matter where you go, if you find a nice location, it's gonna be cool.
Yep. So that's kind of the goal, is to kick up what should have been kicked here a long time ago. Car culture has been here for such a long time. There's a lot of what I see is there's a lot of private type clubs where you just have your niche friends.
Yeah, they stay in their little group, right?
That's it. Yeah, and you see the kind of stuff that shows up to Rancho Santa Fe. And you see a lot of that with the older guys.
Yeah, they
you have a small sector of like 10 friends, and that's all they do. And they don't mingle with other people. So I love going to the Cars and Coffee in San Clemente because not just the size, but the diversity of quality that shows up there.
Nice.
And people travel.
I'll have to check it out because I still haven't got the opportunity to go.
Man, you got to go.
I'm always caught up with work or other shows.
We're blessed to, I don't know any other guys there, but we're blessed to have.
It's not even far, too.
No.
From San Marcos, it's not even an hour.
No, yeah, because, from the 5, once you hit the 5 on the 78, it's 32 minutes.
See?
I do that drive all the time, so I know it. I got it down. But, yeah, it's that's the cool part, is that we have already things down here.
Yeah. And
we need to kick them up.
Exactly.
So, and just kind of have like a different diversity. You see that from LA. For the size of LA, I think there are almost 4 million people living in there.
Yes.
I think San Diego is like 1.5 million last time I checked. Somewhere
There's a larger group out there.
So, but then you start counting the Cars and Coffees.
And they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Everybody wants to host one.
So they have one per town per se. So whoever, decided to get the spot, and that worked out. And, but they have different mix of events. So they have like the night meets. We were just talking about the one that's happening tonight with Daily Driven Exotics, DDE, and Base. So it's just 11 hours ago. I mean, what time is it right now? So when people hear this, it kind of, that got posted about 11 hours ago. It's it's 9 p.m. So that was 11 hours ago. So that's like, am I doing my math wrong? 9, 10 left. So it's like around 10 o'clock. Basically today they put up a flyer and boom. It's going to be massive.
People do the random flyers. Looking at one, it's IE parties. I don't even know why I'm promoting this, but it's this the Diddy Pool Party. Pomona, California.
Event starts in 30 minutes. Show up.
Right.
You're like, oh man, I better run.
Turn off your cameras. Well, guys, we'll catch you guys on the next podcast. Thank you for taking the time on listening. Thanks for my co-host Dan for taking the time of chit-chatting with me and talking about future events and past shows we had in the past weekends. Please tune in to my website at bb6 b as in boy bb6 speedhouse HAUSE You can find me on Instagram at bb6speedhouse, HOUSE. Thank you, and thanks, Dan. Catch you guys on the next one.
All right. See you guys then.